to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Reserve time. 5 seconds remaining. Team Secret's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
StarLadder.
Navi's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining.
ImbaSpirit.
Navi's turn.
Rubik.
Team Secret's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Shadow Fiend.
Navi's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Team Secret's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Well, going to be ImbaSpirit for the first time of the day. He is usually not going to be that right clicker, just a really heavy magical kind of tempo hero in the early game. Usually going to go towards that mid lane as well. So it isn't going to be, really forming up for anything from Navi right now, but it does let them get a really hard carry in that safe lane, and then just be rest assured that the ImbaSpirit's going to have the kind of early mid game area on lockdown. Two noteworthy bans, though: Magnus taken out by Secret because Dendi kind of thrashed them with that hero in the last game. Silencer also being taken out. So ImbaSpirit answers for Secret are needed, but not going to be in that comfort hero of Silencer.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Navi's turn to pick.
But also just like you get even more minus armor with the Shadow Fiend presence. So That's a lot of
seconds
physical
remaining.
damage you let someone like PA or Lifestealer through, which aren't going to be in. You know, you have similar heroes in the
Reserve
Terrorblade and the
time.
Lone Druid both being taken out. Heroes that can actually use the advantage in the mid game that the Ember Spirit provides, and then have that killing blow. Terrorblade, Lone Druid, both those two heroes kill structures like nobody's business.
Team Secrets
Even more early
turn
game
to
setup now for
battle.
Navi in the Darkseer. So yeah, you get Ember Spirits with Ion Shell sometimes, with the telekinesis from Rubik into Chains. A hero like Shadow Fiend will need a little bit of protection here up against these Navi heroes, even though these heroes
10
aren't even
seconds
super
remaining.
bursty right now. It's just that they have a lot of damage over time that Shadow Fiend isn't really prepared to
5
deal with.
seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Reasonable right now, actually. Like Team Secret don't really have that much AoE damage. Shadow Fiend is a bit. Slaughter really doesn't excel in that. It is something that I'm sure is on Navi's radar. Someone like that, a Slark is just a reasonable hero as well when you're dealing with heroes like Shadow Fiend or kind of glass cannon heroes like Shadow Fiend. Being able to get that assassination off is quite powerful, but Slark may lack a little bit in the tower destruction power that Navi really do want to have. Ember Spirit, especially when he's not going for Battle Fury crit, whatnot,
Navi's turn
he
to
doesn't kill
play.
towers at all. That's just not what he does. So Team Secret are going to be the ones to take the Juggernaut first. Another hero that will really, really benefit from having all this minus armor on his side.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
It's good,
Reserve time.
but I want to see a CK. I mean, yeah, probably. Oh well. I guess they'll pick a good hero. They could, I think, right now it should be for Navi. Who's gonna be on that secondary support hero? Viver's been on the Rubik 3 or 4 games in a row now, or I guess 3 games in a row now. It's fourth game. That would I would rather shoot myself. Sounds terrible. But yeah, for Navi they can try to get even more tempo power, and I think RMN has an Earth Spirit if they want to bust that out, try to get some Ion Shell shenanigans, because you know Ion Shell and Ember Spirit is very powerful, but in lane they usually don't work together because they're just in different lanes. So if they can get a hero that can use Ion Shell early on.
Team Secrets turn
GG,
to
Navi
battle.
lost. So saith the law of Lysander.
10,
Well, I mean,
Navi's
Undying is a
turn to
hero
battle.
with Darkseer who can really play the bully role. So I like that out of Navi, but they still really need some tower destruction because they don't do that. Punch him with take his
10
strength and punch him
seconds
with it.
remaining.
It can't really, but yeah, that's
5
a little bit of a
seconds
problem.
remaining.
You just keep him out of lane by punching him a lot, I guess.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Secrets turn to ban.
Is this a Medusa setup for Navi? I don't think they've run that before. They don't have many games on record.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, just having a ranged hero who can deal damage to towers
5
from a safe
seconds
distance,
remaining.
while having the protection of Undying, Darkseer, and Ember Spirit kind of throwing out those Sleight of Fist chains
Reserve
as kind
time.
of a delay tactic,
10
not the worst
seconds
thing in the
remaining.
world.
5
They can
seconds
sniper.
remaining.
They can tinker if they want to. No Sven.
Team Secret's turn to pick.
Team Secret, they picked up Chen, so very comfortable with that hero. Obviously, a lot of minus armor, a lot of healing now with the Juggernaut healing ward and the Chen. It may just be that they're gonna go, they're gonna go in for a really early engagement with the Vengeful Spirit last pick. Team Secret can really afford to bully Na'Vi around. Now, Vengeful Spirit doesn't have a great time up against Darkseer and Undying Ion Shells. That's painful for someone like Avenge and for a Chen, but as far as pushing down towers, Team Secret have all these auras.
Remaining.
Everyone's going to be so incredibly strong.
5 seconds remaining.
Gyrocopter!
Whoa! New hero! Gyrocopter? I did not see that. Well, it is okay. Gyrocopter, outside of his strength or weakness in the hero, does have a lot of mid-game damage, and together with an Ember Spirit, Undying, and Darkseer, if Na'Vi can just keep team fighting with this Gyrocopter, Veil is pretty standard stuff for Ember Spirits nowadays. Will amplify pretty much everyone from Na'Vi across the board. I mean, Call Down and Rocket Barrage and whatnot. It's amplify everything for the Gyrocopter, but it is still very powerful in order to just kind of blast through Team Secret in one go. I'm not really sure if it's enough damage to get through Hand of God and Healing Wards and Swap and everything like that for Secret, so that's a little bit iffy, but hey, they have Rubik Lift into Gyrocopter Rockets. That's a classic combo, I guess. I'm just not sure if it's going to be enough to actually bring down structures, because Gyrocopter, he's not really good at that either. Like, even if he does build straight right-click damage. Yeah, but Chaos Knight is better than Gyrocopter.
I would disagree. There's a Juggernaut to disjoint your stun.
That's fair.
Feels like there will be disaster everywhere. You stun someone, you get swapped out. There's a heal. I mean, Gyrocopter is not that great either, because Chen's gonna heal all the damage you do, so... I don't know. We'll see. Only time
Just so
will tell.
I'm on record, I like CK a lot more than I really should. I know he's not really a great hero, but I love him to
I
death.
really like his Dragonim's upgrade as well. The Phantasmal Allies is actually a big lifesaver kind of thing. Because it's like a invulnerability frame, so it actually takes your ally out of like channeling grips or whatever nonsense. It's like being able to mantle while stunned. It's actually really strong.
Honestly, though, I'm not really feeling this Na'Vi draft. Their mid game is going to be really powerful for a couple of team fights, but they have to like 5-0 wipe those team fights.
Oh come on! Don't walk
no,
up the high
Rubik.
ground again.
Why, Rubik?
Why not?
Why would you do that?
First in this.
Weren't Secret all here last game also? Weren't they like all in this area? I don't understand what just happened.
I'm not 7K or whatever. Oh, feel like that was not a.
I agree. That was not a good play. At least like they didn't have spin that they could have used but didn't, because that would make it an even worse play. But anyway, Secret, their end draft is a couple of physical damage dealers in the Shadow Fiend Juggernaut and a ton of minus armor. So Na'Vi are going to be blown up incredibly quickly. Perhaps Secret are a little bit light on disables to efficiently deal with an Ember Spirit every single time, but man, Ember Spirit, like, he'll have to be on the outskirts of the fight every single time, and he won't be doing a ton of damage in the middle things because they can just right-click him down in an instant, bring him down.
Oh, and he's just gonna meta abuse and use Veil to kill fools, so... Plan. And they're gonna meta abuse with Undying, that's what... Oh, there we go. Wow, Pilot Die already prepared. Nope. Tri-lane mid. Good.
Getting Dendi a good start
mid-1.
against mid-1 is incredibly important. Doesn't seem like so far they're going to be punished for it. Juggernaut cannot really do a lot of work against a Darkseer until he gets Omni Slash, so General's going to be just fine in this scenario. Pycat maybe can't pressure Keizu, but he's still having a grand old time up towards top lane because Puppey isn't really moving anywhere just yet. Chens just don't do that yet. So it's a okay start for Na'Vi outside of that questionable first blood play from them, but I really do want to see them put the screws to Secret as best they can. Just always aggro with this Undying.
Yeah, for you guys asking for the score, it is 1-0 in favor of Na'Vi. I know it's a little bit misleading because Secret have first 1-0 in terms of matches. It's a best of 2.
Oh, so. MP.
Is
Juggernaut dead?
Some damage to Keizu. Oh, is he dead? What? Wow, Undying!
Undying didn't really do anything. It was just double ion shell that killed him. But hey, Undying was involved, okay? Yeah, they just ran down the Juggernaut who found himself without any mana, and having a Vengeful Spirit there probably wouldn't have helped all that much. That's the problem with like Vengeful Spirit and Chen as your support duo. They're really great offensively. They can't really save people very well.
Wow, look at that value haste. Was losing in terms of hit points in the middle lane. Runs down, gets a haste rune, steals the enemy bounty rune, rounds in just in time for Shrine, and now farms the jungle with an Iron Shell. That's great. Life is good.
That would feel pretty good for any given Ember Spirit player, especially one that's being doubled up in CS. Even with that help, mid-1 is still, well, just trucking in this lane. It's pretty much to be expected. Ember Spirit doesn't really have that much game in a 1v1 versus a Shadow Fiend. Until he gets some help or until he gets level 6, then you have a couple of options available to you, but mid-1 is going to be hard to dislodge unless the Rubik gets a really slick gank around, or if he gets out of position with the Searing Chains. Shouldn't really be happening. Speaking of out of position, General, he's in for a world of hurt.
Here comes the Sonic Boom. He surges a little bit too early, and that's gonna... It's a huge gang squad there for the Darkseers, but Darkseers are used to dying at this. They get a lot out of the lane, but he's already level 4.5, so that death was okay. Like
he's
3
ahead of
minutes
Keizu.
and a half, he's way ahead.
Yeah, the MP really does need that consistent help, and Vengeful Spirit Chen, they can go in for kills, but consistent help is probably going to be a little bit more difficult to find, although General, this time he does have Surge afterwards. Not sure if it's going to help him. Salving. Where's the missile? There was no missile there. Pilot Eye was definitely in range, although now he's just dead.
So, okay, now a second death is getting ring. Do that again. Armin. Off a bounty rune. Spoils for his teammates' mistakes. How's Pycat doing? 2 to 8 CS. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty okay bullying a StarLadder out of lane. Should be pretty standard for a gyro.
Gyrocopter really doesn't have to worry about anything. It'll be pretty obvious that something is happening when Keizu starts moving forward. You could expect a Chen and Vengeful Spirit to appear shortly after that, but odds are he should be fine to live most of the time, and he even has the Rubik nearby if things really get bad. Armen, fine as well, but yeah, this Chen and Vengeful Spirit, they're so far buying a lot of space, at the very least for the Shadow Fiend. Recovery or balancing time for MP. He has Omni Slash now, which means that General is actually solo killable by MP. It's very hard, but it's possible.
Wow, Dendi is actually getting destroyed in this lane. Mid-1 has gotten that fantastic start that he always dreamt of in the last. Now, Dendi's sitting 12-1 to the Shadow Fiend, 31 to 20, 32 to 19.
Radiant's bottom tower is
And Shadow
It's
Fiend
actually
almost
really
has
bad.
double the damage of Ember Spirit. Plus he's ranged. Plus he has raises. Again, there's not
And
much
he
game for the Ember
out-levels
Spirit
the
here.
Ember God is Flame God is not going to do much.
And you could decay
by
mid
them.
one, which is great if you're going for a kill. But you can't really go for a kill until you get the
Wow.
closing of either Sleight of Fist or Fire Remnant to actually get close and lock down mid one and start right-clicking him. So until that happens, mid one is gonna have a free lane. That is definitely not what Navi wants.
Jesu. Actually in the area for Dendi not starting well well for the Navi lineup. Because they need Dendi to set the tempo for this match, and mid one getting fat, juicy. But they're gonna have trouble. This push will be coming from Secret, and Navi need the resources to hold it.
Look at this double ion shells on double Darkseer illusions
illusion.
chasing after MP. That's a new one. But yeah, as you said, like without Dendi having that magic damage, or having enough farm to get a decent amount of magic damage, then the Gyrocopter also becomes a lot weaker. Undying doesn't really have as much to capitalize on. They really do need a farmed Ember Spirit or a super farmed Darkseer. Darkseer is doing okay for himself outside of those deaths, of course, but without Dendi, like I don't really know what Navi are really supposed to rally around as far as damage is concerned. They need to get Gyrocopter going really
Here
early.
we go. Pound on the Shadow Fiend. A hit or
Hand of
not?
God.
Is he gonna get it? Yep. The Finding Highlight Die will follow as well. They will burn him down with the Iron Shell. Yep, commits to it. General finds it. MP does have the Omni Slash. Tries to look for the purple. Not find him. Lada TP's in. General is gonna walk away. Soul Ring and TP. Very nice
And
dive there. That's one of the shortcomings of Shadow Fiend. Could be a hit. They'll get picked off because of how squishy he is.
it'd take a lot of heroes from Navi, but it is well worth bringing
worth
down
it,
mid
yeah.
one soul count. They're still camping out some heroes occasionally in mid lane just to get a little bit of experience, so it is a well worth it play, but not without its costs. The Juggernaut comes in, gets a kill for himself, MP getting even further ahead. He's 1,000 gold ahead of the enemy Gyrocopter, and they both had about equally free lanes. That is a problem for Navi, because I think Juggernaut just does more, or does at the very least the same amount with less. He has more, so there's that.
Easy. Got its corrosive haze. For Dendi, no farm.
And one
General's,
minus armor tool up.
General's
Only
been
1 point
pretty
wave though.
happy. 1 point wave.
As far as minus armor is concerned, no presence yet. 1 point wave of terror.
Yeah,
They're
don't
getting
need
there
it
with
yet.
the minus armor. Like an Omni Slash after those debuffs are applied, yeah, that's gonna hurt a lot.
Omni Slash already hurts, so for now they don't need it. They have corrosive haze. Rest of it yet. Cat gonna walk into Avenge. Oh, he sees him.
Dire's middle tower
Go right
is
away.
under attack.
Wolf 4 Rocket Barrage is not something you really want to test if you're a Vengeful Spirit. And, you know, Pycat used to play a lot of Gyrocopter because I think last time he played significantly was in the Gyrocopter patch with Tusk and whatnot. So he is very comfortable with this, but he really needs to get active and stay active. I think that's the best way to find success with Gyrocopters if you try to leverage how much damage Rocket Barrage is early on
That
by
sounds like
constantly rotating around
exact
and just blasting
advice
supports.
to an old person. Gotta stay active and be active.
Exactly. Look how old Gyrocopter is. Because if you just sit there and farm, you're not going to outcarry many heroes.
Gotta get that power spike and it goes in for that call down on Pilot Die. It's like, alright, Pilot Die, time to live up to your name. Back in, got him. Level 4 Rocket Barrage tested, and the Fate Ball reduces damage. Keizu outplayed by Gyrocopter. Press down that Q button. Keizu probably escapes, 7th health. That Rubik Fate Ball really made a difference. Pycat immediately gonna piece out of there. Lada will survive, but I'm amazing that Fiverr survived because of Fate Ball damage reduction.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Very
Pretty
frequently
damn
forgotten
cool.
about part of Fade Bolt. It does make you do a little bit less damage. Sometimes it's insignificant, sometimes it'll save your ass just like that. So, yeah, that's a kill on the Vengeful Spirit for Pycat. That is not nothing. He really does need to get those kills and keep getting those kills on anyone, really. Then he's going to start rotating
Chen
around.
has not
I like
really done much after the general kills. No movement on mid, because Dendy's just been avoiding his problems and going.
Dire's top tower
I mean,
is under
the Chen is
Now
level
Dendy is
8.
pretty much ungankable.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Chen played
And so-
passively after a couple of kills, and now he's level 8 with Helm of the Dominator. He's been farming an absolute storm in the meantime.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
They lose their bottom tower.
Dire's top
Power
tower
of the
has
Gyrocopter
fallen.
start playing in, you know. Back in the Gyro patch, there were 3 heroes that were really good. I think Razor, Viper, and Gyro, because the mid game was heavily emphasized in meta.
I think
that
SF was
these-
in there.
I think so, somewhere. There was so much Gyrocopter and Razor that people were whining.
Mm-hmm. It was bad. But hey, look at Pycat right now, joining up with Viver and just roaming around the enemy jungle. He's not getting any kills, which is very unfortunate for him, but at least giving him the opportunity to kind of slow down the enemy supports, accelerate himself through a couple of kills. That's pretty much the way to play Gyrocopter, and this is kind of buying a little bit of space for Dendy, starting to build up towards that Veil of Discord, already has his talent up for the additional magic damage. They're getting there, Na'Vi, but it is rather slow.
This is actually a decent game for Tombstone. Low range heroes on Secret, apart from
Dire's middle
Shadow Fiend.
tower
Chen
is
doesn't
under
really
attack.
want to get into fights. That's not too bad.
Well, Puppy always got the Kobold, the movement speed Kobold. You just can't catch up to him.
Oh, Rubik's gonna start his own clan. Oh, never mind. He's gonna die now. He gets ganked
Yeah.
by a troll cult.
Is under attack.
Viver down. I think he
stole
control
the
of one of
persuasion.
Chen's creeps, then
Radiant's middle
died.
tower is under attack.
Some spike
not bad.
conversion. Spike conversion. MP really far up on the lane himself. He has that spin TP bailout if he ever needs it.
But you know, in this game state, when heroes are being picked off here and there, no significantly aggressive moves are being made towards towers. That's just fine for Secret. Like, they have mid one who's just going to be a powerhouse later on, rather
Run,
unchallenged
Pycat,
by
run.
Navi's heroes.
I guess in so much trouble. He stayed a little bit too long. I don't know what
Got
he
him.
was doing there. Saw the bench and he called down the creep wave, and then he could have ran, but he stood to kill the last creep, so the bench caught up with him.
Yeah, Secret are just going to be fine sitting back and farming. This build on Ember Spirit, so this kind of magical based build. Jeez. First BKB. Okay, Secret are not going to be okay with standing around doing nothing. They want to start pushing towers. And magical damage build from Ember Spirit is all well and good until the enemies are magic immune.
They see this BKB now and they're like, oh. Should have opted Sven.
Dire's bottom tower is
So you
under
never know.
attack.
Surprise you. If he gets lifted by magic,
Dire's
very low.
structures are fortified.
it's always that.
Dire's
There's always that
bottom tower is
possibility.
under attack.
Of course, that would also require Pylai Die to be nowhere in the area for a swap, and for Puppy to not have Hand of God. But it's possible.
Dire's bottom tower is
Having
under
dreams. They want Undying to
attack.
work.
Radiant's top tower is under
Okay.
attack.
That'll work.
Radiant's
I think that ship
structures
may
are
have
fortified.
already sailed away, because the bottom lane just got demolished. And they don't actually have to stop. They can just force Na'Vi to teleport back here and then leave and do the exact same thing to mid. Or just Omnislash whoever comes in first and kill him. That's good too.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Secret like, okay, easy game. Got Undying. Oh, that's the Rubik. And a Crush as well. Blink in on that Undying. Good Tombstone. Beat 100 gold over. Mid one still has BKB. They call down will land. It's gonna miss completely. In this room from mid one.
Oh, he can Requiem. There's no detection here.
Fun. They didn't even use his BKB. The healing ward's gonna top him up to full, and Secret are gonna go back in. The sentry ward has been deployed though, so one Jig is up.
Dire structures
Uh,
are fortified.
They lose Raxus here, Navi. I'm pretty sure they have like a 2% chance to win this game or something like that. They have to fight now.
Alright, lift on to the Shadow Fiend. BKB. Nope, blink in. There's a BKB on Shadow Fiend. Up that Requiem. Dandy's still getting chased. There, does he have to jump away? He does. The healing comes in. But they have used everything and no one died. Okay, Undying died, but whatever.
Undying is expendable. They save their Raxes though, and they force out the BKB charge. No
That's
Aegis or
actually
anything like
decent.
that, so Secret are not going to push their luck without a Requiem, without BKB, and without Hand of God. I think we can call that a
win.
Na'Vi hold, but I'm not going to call that a Na'Vi victory because Secret didn't have to go for that at all. They already took down
BKB
a third
SF
tower.
is a big investment, actually.
Under attack.
Going
Yeah,
for
but
Eagle
they
Song
got
after
3
all.
towers out of that push with still all, or most of the other.
Oh, they're gonna catch mid one. He just says BKB.
He's dead.
Now that.
That's some good stuff for Na'Vi right there. But they lost the
They
tower
saw
in the
him with the
meantime, so
Observer
like
Ward.
every single time Na'Vi gets something, they lose a lot.
Oh, Pylai die. So in general, Tombstone. He's gonna TP away because there's absolutely nothing.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
MP is still pushing mid lane by himself. With no TP, just casually taking down tier 2s by himself.
Paradise trading on that. Cloud9 has taught him to always hold TPs, even at level 1, man. He held TP. You're gonna get cornered.
Oh, does he see him? He's playing like he sees him. A lot of creeps here. Omni Slash
sees
should
who?
take out Podcat.
But there are a lot of creeps. You don't want to take chances. Mike Golem splitting and
Always
whatnot.
going in.
A lot of inconveniences.
Middle tower
Steel
has
creeps.
been denied.
Set a homing missile on him. Never mind.
Oh, it's a trap.
Okay, he has it now.
Kazoo's
Yeah.
coming.
You have General. Heck.
Ooh, MP was
Dandy
trying
sees
to
puppy.
bait.
Dandy sees puppy. It's like farming is like, I see you, old friend. Here's the veil. Here's a pile up. Oh no, Chen. Death by one's best friend.
So they get a free kill on the Chen. They have to be careful up towards top because they.
Oh, here we go. There's a wall. It's a big one. It's about to call down lands of both of them. They help. All that burst damage. MP doesn't have a spin for some reason. SF might be forced to use that BKB to run away. He pumps that Requiem of that TP for 13 seconds. He might be left here to die. Pyket's gonna escape with a little bit of help, but 4 heroes ganking you. BKB or not, you have no damage at all. 3 heroes down. Oh, Secret. What is happening?
Vacuum Wall was something that Secret probably anticipated. They didn't anticipate was Vacuum Wall into Slithering Crush stolen by the Rubik. The heroes weren't able to, or at least the Juggernaut wasn't immediately able to Omni Slash in retaliation onto that Darkseer, which otherwise probably would have gotten the Juggernaut enough time to spin and a kill at minimum. So that Crush stolen by the Rubik really tied that together for the Na'Vi squad. And once those 2 heroes down, obviously the Shadow Fiend is kind of screwed. No
Spin was on
backup, no
cooldown.
one to hide behind. So that was a big steal on Rubik and great execution as well. Just back into a Crush is pretty standard, but it's a lot harder to do when you're a Rubik.
It's definitely a big deal, and Juggernaut. I checked Juggernaut towards the end of before he died. He had 3 seconds left on Blade Fury, so he probably was using it to farm creeps, right? I mean, there was no other reason why it would be on cooldown before.
Yeah, I'm
I think
not.
that's why Darkseer saw the opportunity.
Yeah,
it was definitely
I
on
was
cooldown.
watching the gank on Chen.
Yeah, it was definitely on cooldown for 3 seconds, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna say he used it to farm creeps in front of the tower and get some hits off, and right before he peeled away, the Dark came in and dragged him back in.
Radiant's middle tower.
Still big plays
That
from
is-
Na'Vi. They are playing a lot better than their first series.
That is desperately what Na'Vi need at this stage. They just need to replicate that a couple times, and they have an opportunity. MP has spin, but no TP.
Armin. Might have opened up a can of worms they
Bait.
don't want to have. Oh, steal it! Oh,
Oh,
what?
he jumped out to the low ground. What? Omni Slash
MP,
bounces.
MP's not having a good day. And
That
you know the
actually
Rubik?
saved him, I think. If he kept Omni Slashing the Undying, I don't think he gets that kill, and then he just gets into a really bad position.
Counter
So, like,
Omni Slash,
happening,
yeah.
the chances
Because
of jumping
Viper
down
was-
to the low ground, hitting a neutral, actually saved him.
Ivor was waiting for a follow-up crush. blinking and crushing, and he would have stolen Omni Slash and re-Omni Slash Juggle. Yeah, probably.
That was all planned, by the way, from MP.
I feel like it felt like a mistake. Oh, Blink Crush from Viper. How's that? Was hit the old medicine. Ball stop will bail him out though. It's one ulti and one pseudo ulti down. The donkey in danger. Na'Vi don't look like they're ready to give this one up just yet. They're gonna go in. Oh, Requiem mid one, holding on to it. They're looking for the Juggernaut pick here, and he's gonna TP. Is there anything to bash through it? No. He will bail out. Still, almost another big loss. Butterfly now picked up for mid one. How does this guy farm?
Very freely. Like he's died 3 times. It seems like he's died a lot less than that. But there have been really not many parties of Na'Vi heroes just like hunting down the Shadow Fiend. So like every single time MP does something like that, it's just drawing every single hero from Na'Vi towards that direction, and no one's really paying attention to mid one, so he's just free to right-click things to his heart's content. He's clearing out a ton of creeps. And speaking of farm, Puppy also has a substantial amount. He's got Aghanim Scepter 20 minutes in.
Damn.
Pretty good clip for a Chen.
Yeah, he's been farming a lot. We talked about ganking as much. Oh, I'm dying.
That's
Roshan. That's Corrosive Haze stolen.
Corrosive Haze and maxed out Presence of the Dark Lord. A lot of minus armor.
Roshan doesn't feel like a boss. One of the lamest bosses in the games.
It is also worth noting that Secret, when they got jumped up towards top lane, that was great execution from Na'Vi, but it was only a handful of Secret heroes. The hero that can save from that situation, Vengeful Spirit, was not in the area. Don't know if Chen actually spent his Hand of God there, but yeah, he may have. But he was also not in the area with no creeps, so that was Na'Vi catching Secret off at a really good timing. They're going to lose a tower. They're looking for something in exchange. Maybe you're going to wait for someone to teleport in bottom and save it, but there's just a dragon here that's defending by himself.
Dragon's
the dragon.
Good for clearing it. There's Manta Diffusal now, so it's anti-mitch kit ready. And ready to purge up the Darkseer as well. Corrosive Haze on mid one. TP away. The Observer Ward, Viper immediately ports out of there. Pilot die. Coming in there, looking for a retreat. Oh no! Darkseer on the wrong end of the river. Caught out by NP, and this might be a tier 2 for Secret. No Darkseer to set up a big wall combo. Na'Vi will give up tower. Dendi will try and push the bottom tier 2, I think. Not anything they can really do about this tier 2 tower.
Yeah, I'm not really sure we can call this pushing from the Ember Spirit. He's hitting the tower. Know if he's really doing any damage, and his bottom Raxes are gonna be.
Oh yeah, they're gonna revisit.
So Dendi's gotta fall back here.
There's some Aegis stuff. Tricky. If he gets hit by a rocket,
doesn't matter. Healing Ward, swap as backup, Hand of God. Raxes are gonna fall here, I think.
Yeah, he has BKB. He can BKB and hit this. Crystal Blade was used on to remove the Amplify. MP is amplified again. Immediately decides to back off. Bad position. General is back up. Only Shadow Fiend has Aegis. We have the Ancient Granite Golem, so everyone's tankier.
Also, kind of afford to split their forces between pushing bottom and pushing mid. Like MP, I'm pretty sure can clean up Raxes if left on a 1v1 or like obviously 1v0 on bottom lane. Even maybe a 2v1, he could just rush the Raxes down with the spin. While everyone else, including the health-giving Golem with the Shadow Fiend to make his kind of glass cannon build a little bit more worthwhile. Start chipping down at the mid tier 3, it's still at full HP. They have just so many options right here, and for Na'Vi, they need a call down to land on a lot of people, wall vacuum as well. If it doesn't land on enough heroes, then I'm not really sure if they have enough damage to actually kill off these Secret heroes.
Look at these Granite Golems, they don't go down, ever. Shadow Fiend's ready. Bring down this Rax, they chain up the Shadow Fiend, does he pop the BKB? Just going in, they hit him with the rocket though, so he's stunned up a little bit, but the healing ward is pretty much forfeit at this point. Oh, Daddy in trouble. Is there a chain stun? No, there isn't. BKB is gonna be deployed by the Shadow Fiend. He's losing his life very quickly. The amplified damage enough. Pop him down now without that BKB. He's trouble, but now the tanks will be forced out and hurls him. He's up. He's going low. He's down. They lose Rex, but they're gonna have a big cost hide to that one. Good swap out here from Pi. Will sacrifice himself. Carry. He bailed out in time. The homing missile is still going in there. That Requiem of Souls is never going off. Dandy gets a hit on him. They lose melee Rex, but there's other heroes in well, and an Aegis. So 3 heroes and 1 Aegis Rex. I'll still say he's okay for Secret, honestly. It's a lot of net worth to Navi, though.
It's probably still worth it in the end for Secret, although I'm pretty sure they won't feel really great about it. It was kind of unfortunate that this time MP's Omnislash carried him all the way to the back of the fight. He just wanted to kill off the Darkseer with the Omnislash and then probably refocus on the Raxes, take that with his team, and that obviously didn't happen. And Shadow Fiend, it's a lot of HP just by random physical damage being thrown around. Healing Ward is great, but it's not going to save you up against a couple heroes hitting you with Ember Spirit, Sleight of Fist. Gyrocopter had his Black Cannon turned on, and that did quite a bit of work to the Shadow Fiend in that fight as well.
Level 2 Amplify is something else. That Juggernaut really can't purge it. Made things worse for him. He went in with the Omni Slash, he got the Darkseer, and then he just melted under the tower.
They did still get the melee racks though. Puppy just has to reassemble his army. They have to wait for a couple more cooldowns. They'll have a 7-second BKB, which is a pretty respectable duration. They could still keep on going for that and force Navi to replicate that fight.
Well, Gyro is getting fatter and fatter, and Pycat as one of the heroes that is actually good at stopping Mega Creep. So we could have one of those games. They're waiting for Dandy Spirit. See if he jumps.
He's actually going right back towards bottom lane. I don't think there's a chance that Dendi actually goes to this.
Don't jinx it. Whoo! Popped in it. So they were hoping. They're hopeful. What happened there? iCat has money for that MKB now. Buy it or save up for buyback. A decent team fight on them, I think. If General gets a Blink Dagger, they're pretty crazy.
Even when Pycat gets this MKB, and he does have it now, he's still very killable just by, all this minus armor focus fire. An Omni Slash or just a couple right clicks from mid one can do him in. I'm not really sure if Gyrocopter's in a position to race anyone, given all the minus armor on Secret, so he will need a lot to hide behind. General needs to keep laying these walls down, and he's so far been putting them in a decent spot. Illusions have been created at a pretty decent rate, but if for whatever reason a wall doesn't come up in a fight, or if it's in a bad spot, then Navi will lack that front line to really take some attention away from their softer Gyrocopter.
Look at Dandy pushing. Doing good. He took down the tier 1, got the tier 2 now. Now he's gonna mid 1 a little bit before.
They're looking to intercept though, running straight up. I don't think this is actually going to catch anyone. Dendi has travels. Traveling mid. That could have been really dangerous, but no, they want to go for probably a Roche setup soon for Secret. They honestly probably can still just high ground push right now if they wanted to, but there's no reason to when Roshan is going to be coming in the next couple minutes. So push out the lanes, wait for that. If they find a pick off, great, they go high ground. If not, cares get Roche. And not really sure if Navi want to go all the way outside their base to try to contest a Roche that's going to drop in like 3 seconds.
They don't really want to face up against Aegis again. Oh, this Secret play.
Never refuse good.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's
they get fortunate enough to scout someone, swap out. Ally die.
Armen's kind of coming in the area.
Do you really want to get dying? Yeah, I guess.
Well, it's better than nothing, right? Pretty sure they got him.
Oh. Bye. Wow.
Yeah, I think they got him.
Pretty dead on my screen. Dandy meanwhile clearing up the creep wave. Seeker gonna bang on the front door. Gonna fate bolt this. Minus that heals up the Blade Fury. That's pretty decent. Could dodge up some big spells here from the StarLadder as well. Mid one, and Z on him. There's the chains, locks him down. There's the lift up as well. Then this is the magic damage we're talking about. SF, let's go. Oh, back to Ally Die in trouble as well. The jump forward there from the Spirit. It's out the left for MP, and now the spin forward as well. Oh, amplified damage could be a little bit airy. MP could back off, but the Omni Slash is down, and the Aegis is about to come on. 52 seconds on the sidelines. The Shadow Fiend might have to buy back if they want to contest this Aegis. Great hold from Na'Vi and overconfidence from the Shadow Fiend.
I'm pretty sure there was supposed to be a swap out there. I didn't see the exact position of Pile Die, but in those positions where your Shadow Fiend is lifted up and killed in the duration of the lift, or pretty much, so he's not able to get the BKB, that's almost why they pick up the Vengeful Spirit, so that is just avoidable.
Sometimes things happen so fast, it's hard to react. Yeah, it's Pilot Die's fault, but I can kind of get it. Like, you're like super surprised he blew up that fast.
Yeah, he just got obliterated in just a couple seconds. He will be up in time to contest Roche, so the game is kind of favoring Secret in that regard. Na'Vi, though, still take a tower, still kill off the Shadow Fiend, and if they get out here clean, and it looks like they will, starting to make some strides in this game.
Bait and switch. I didn't know. They're just trying to bait on the high ground. They're standing here. They know the Secret come up.
Satyr.
Creep. Okay.
Satyr scouts.
I'm pretty sure Puppy knows the strategy. I don't think they'll be going up that way.
They also have just the Wave of Terror from Venge if they really want to look up that high ground.
But definitely put that in there to scout Roche.
Where's my pension?
This is going to be a heavily contested. So far, this Gyrocopter has been working. It's been able to put a lot of focus fire on some targets. Enough AoE damage. Air out pushes as well, which just them hold the high ground.
Very infrequently has he been put into a compromising position through a swap or a blink crush from Keizu, finding Gyrocopter and the Gyrocopter alone. So yeah, positioning wise, Pycat has been playing hero pretty well. Roshan died in, I think, less than 3 seconds that I estimated earlier. He did not last long at all. So that's another double life for mid one. And if they were confident enough to push in without that Aegis on the Shadow Fiend like they just did, well, there's no reason not to try it one more time. Bottom lane is being pushed out by Dendi, and that is very annoying for Secret, but we already know that Dendi, he can kill creep waves extremely quickly. He cannot really do the same to towers.
Well, that's all you need, the creep pressure to slow down the advance of your Aegis push.
Radiant's bottom tower
Too bad.
is under attack.
Junk's getting bigger, the Shadow Fiend's getting bigger. Probably needs a health item. Went for Daedalus, so Glass Cannon.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Hurricane Pike to keep him safe. I would prefer an item with a little bit more bulk, although I think he's kind of assuming that between Swap and the called Ancient Golem, Rock Golem aura, that he should have a decent amount of HP. He should have like 2k HP with the Golem aura, yeah, 1920, 2200, that's a respectable amount.
Pilot that has no reason. The 8th. Go.
Rewarded.
There's no targets really in the area, unfortunately. If they do find someone here, then it's just a clean road to the high ground. Na'Vi are not going to get caught out by that, but still, Secret, they can just take this chance, go right back to pushing through bottom, through mid at the same time, and then get right back into a situation that we saw earlier, because they still have a lot of duration left on this.
And that's what Dendi's doing, trying to stretch out the map a little bit. Look at the dire creep. Everyone's missing from the lanes. It's a pretty obvious smoke gang. The waves are pushing really deep into the base for the dire, so Na'Vi have a little bit of a buffer. Dendi constantly pushing with Iron Shell and Flame. Even the super creeps don't stand a chance.
It is pretty difficult for these Secret heroes to deal with a split-pushing Ember Spirit. They have to blink crush him and then, kind of peg him down that way, or just say, screw it, we're just going to go in for a push. and force the Ember Spirit back that way. But top and bottom are actually being pushed quite heavily towards the secret base, so they may want to go for it. It's going to cost them a lot of structural damage of their own. No guarantee that they actually take down Raxes themselves, so I still think it's the right play to start cutting these creep waves. What mid one is doing is exactly what you should be doing. The waves, eventually top is going to push in towards the Dire. Timer on Roche, they still have a good 2 minutes.
But you've got
so...
Ember Spirit constantly not happening.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I feel like they just have to go for it.
You don't have the creeps though. He's been keeping the creep waves away from the base. He looked at the little shields by the health bars of the Rex. Sitting around.
Yeah, they just picked up the Vlads.
But it's only 5,000.
They just picked up the Vlads on Puppey. Their big pushing item for the team. I don't think Juggernaut just picked up anything, although he does have a Blink Dagger. Omni Slash after Blink can very quickly clean out the enemies. And they have vision this time of Armen and Bibber.
To the bottom. They found the Undying, but wow. Wow. Heizu caught out, and another one shot here from mid one on that Shadow Fiend. Highlight Die disappears. Diddy now dominating. Hive is popped. They lock down the Shadow Fiend. He does have Aegis. He popped KB first time. Not taking chances. And another crit picks up Darkseer. Oh, now things are looking a little dicey for Na'Vi. They have buyback on the Darkseer. The wall is down though. Steal, very brave steal as well. A Crosis Haze, that's a big one to get. Big loss for Na'Vi as they lose 2 heroes to big crits from 1. Could have really used those crits against Horde.
A 3-for-1 exchange so far. Rubik already spent his buyback. Still Aegis.
Corrosive Haze, the homing missile lands onto the Shadow Fiend. He doesn't have BKB this time. There's a Corrosive Haze. They're gonna take him down. Nope, there's another homing missile being applied here. Granite Golem farming ancients for the Gyro. Yep. And they don't lose Rexes again, which is actually pretty huge.
There's still the Aegis on the Shadow Fiend though.
Trying to hit that homing missile. Careful there. Pikehead is sending those rockets over.
Healing Ward, Vengeful Spirits back from the dead. Aegis is going to be reclaimed, and Na'Vi are without one more of their buybacks from the Rubik. I don't really think that's quite good enough, although they do put a lot of damage into the structures. Bottom lane is completely cleaned out. The creep equilibrium, Dendi kind of lost it because he was forced to fight. It probably wasn't as much success as Secret were really expecting to get, but it is still a decent use of their time.
And you have to remember that Na'Vi have Ember and Gyro, so Mega Creeps might not even be an issue by the time it gets there.
They also have to kill off the Shadow Fiend, who's hitting casual 1k crits.
Yeah, that's a problem. That Undying,
a little bit of a problem.
Illusions. Good way to observe was another chain here on Dendi. Highlight Die is just itching for. Illusions will do the dirty work for rid of the. Oh, they swapped the illusion. Highlight Die. There's another chain. You're trying to lock down this Shadow Fiend. Does he take the homing? No, they send him back right away. So Puppey not taking chance time.
And I feel like this is just, at a certain point, a waste of time for the Secret Squad. And they're getting a couple of hits here and there on their range racks, but as you said, with Ember Spirit and Gyrocopter, Mega Creeps are easily handleable. Range racks loss is going to be negligible almost for the Na'Vi squad. So just try to take a little bit more of a maybe a bait route for Secret, like move back, feign a retreat, and get Na'Vi to come out of their base. And just farm up in the meantime. Like you could set up a couple traps for Dendi if they're able to get the Ember Spirit down, then the doors are wide open. But just sitting outside the enemy base is kind of risky because Na'Vi just may never leave. Although they are leaving right now. Risk paid off.
Blink. Oh, double crush. That's a big one to get as well. Yami Slash goes onto the Undying. I feel like he's just a magnet for death. Game. He tanks all the worst ganks.
He has a buyback, and Omni Slash is worth more than the Undying at this point in the game. So
that's what
Na'Vi are going to be okay with that. But still, top lane is pushing in. Dendi, oh, not quite getting hit with that crush, but mid one's going to get right back into the siege mode.
That's the Fate Bolt. Clears out most of the wave. Another homing missile. And the Corrosive Haze. Alright guys, Corrosive Haze is amplified damage. I know some of you guys are asking, wow, Dandy. Amplify damage. It's a new name. StarLadder's got a new set of spell names. Guardian Sprint, Rush, Bash at the Deep, and Corrosive
They're all
Haze.
exactly the same, just different names.
We're just saying it to
Dendy is still getting away with just freely teleporting to these creep waves and clearing it and then leaving.
My thrift.
There's been no attempts on his life at all.
Yeah, he's 4-0 and 4.
Although, as I say
down.
that, Kezu is getting into position, but I think it's too late. He's way too far away from his allies anyway, even if he does land a crush. Going for Puppy? Really?
Oh, hello, old friend. Oh no. Whoa! We jinxed. Yeah, Mike. You have got a real jinx now.
Puppy has a lot of creeps with him. He has a lot of health for a Chen and a Pipe of Insight. So the magic-based build of Ember Spirit, not really what you want up against Chen himself. He is very tanky.
Dandy just wants
so.
to high-five his bro, alright?
The cost of friendship is an Ember Spirit buyback.
He did
Aegis,
that Puppy. Yes,
cheese as well. Yeah, Slaughter has his cheese. They're right back to it, except this time with Aegis cheese, so mid one is a little bit more prone to suiciding. Plus, this time he has a Satanic. That's the new one, so I think between a swap and Satanic, they should keep mid one alive for a very long time, if they actually wanted to. They're gonna decide to sacrifice him and not use the Aegis first.
I want to see how they do this. Lotus Orb is the right idea, and counter up Aetherland swap very well. There's a blink forward, they lift up, and this time Highlight Die is on the ball. It's up mid one. That's gonna be a recall, so. Oh, that's a swap stolen! But could look to swap it if he's feeling bold enough to wipe his own team. It's not gonna happen. Another missile. It is chipping away at mid one. Oh, Dandy jumps out. There's a nice crush on two. They're out of position. The Darkseer is gonna leave Undying for dead. Prizes there. It's happened a few times now. Kezu with the Iron Man buys back. And there's another lift. Vacuum. Oh, they swap the SF really deep into the base here. They chain him in, and that's the Aegis down. How do they do it every time? There's the melee Rex about to go down. They're gonna buy some more time with that glyph. Another chain on the SF. He probably has to use that BKB.
There's still a swap.
I think they're not gonna stop giving him the Aegis. He gets hit by a rocket, gets hit at a clip. Rubik just constantly stunning him. There's the Omni Slash going in. It's not gonna do a lot of damage if they hug together. There's another Sanctuary up top if they want to go for it. Cat dropping low. He will drop. Cat has a buyback, has to use it right now. The Satanic has been deployed there by the SF. Mid Rex has fallen. Far Secrets heroes still staying alive. The Undying without buyback this time, so gonna stay out of commission for another 40 seconds. MP going ham on the tower, and so is mid one.
Mid one restored his health bar like twice during that fight.
Yeah, he's the main bait. Going in, there's gonna be a 4-star flip, but Kezu comes in with the bait, and then he gets 2-shot! That's without buyback as well. That might be good game right there. Amplify damage and the Shadow Fiend, and that Cat going down for a second time. And that's a GG coming out, and the equalizer will come from Secret. Bring all 3 series today. Alright, MP wants to have the fountain. Doesn't get it. Safe by the bell. General will survive, but Team Secret. Well, I kind of called this when Undying was picked, right?
Yeah, you did call it. Maybe for the wrong reasons, perhaps.
Wrong
reasons,
Undying
the lack of Undying was perhaps what contributed to this loss for Na'Vi. I think the biggest